What's going on, guys? My name is Eldeniro and welcome to episode 65 of my Leicester City career mode. We're starting this episode off with a game at home against Besiktas, who beat us in Turkey, and as you can see from that league table, we're level on points with Feyenoord. We're ahead on goal difference, and a win here would go a long way towards getting us into that second round, or the first knockout stage round of the Europa League. And we went with the 4-4-2 formation just because I noticed when we were playing the game in Turkey that Besiktas kept possession very well, and I thought that if we played with too big of a gap between the midfield and the attack, that Besiktas would just dominate possession inside that little area in midfield. And that's the thing that I kind of noticed a lot about some of the teams that I come up against on this game. Chelsea are one of them, Man United being another one, and it's just sort of, I don't know, I tend to only change to the 4-5-1 attack formation now in the last 20 minutes of a game or so, when the shape of the game has changed and the other team tends to sit back if they're in the lead, which they usually are when they're playing against me. But in the 41st minute, Boyata comes forward, tries to get his cross in and fails to do so. The ball comes to Dwight Gale, who plays it to Sinclair, who finds Gary Gardner in a great position, and his volley almost gives us the lead just before half time, but it hit off the post, and we got a corner kick in the 50th minute where Koyate goes incredibly close to giving us the lead, but his header was belted away by the Besiktas goalkeeper and out for yet another corner. And this time it was Gary Gardner taking it. He went short into John Stones, who plays it back into Brisson, whose shot is saved and then cleared away by the defence. Then Besiktas came forward in the 55th minute with Gökhan Torre on the ball as he makes his way into the box and crosses into Demba Ba, who almost gives his side the lead before the ball rebounds to Sismangolo, I think is how you pronounce his name, and he gives Besiktas the lead. So the visitors take the lead just before the hour mark, and Hector Villalba takes the ball in the 61st minute. He comes bombing forward, and I was so sure that the second half substitute would equalise for us then just after coming onto the field, but it wasn't to be, as his shot went just wide of the post. Then Besiktas came forward in the 71st minute with Kavlak's shot going just over after a pretty good attack and move, in all honesty. Then we enter the final 10 minutes of the game with Mike Canalete playing the ball to John Stones, playing as essentially a centre forward in a free roll position here. He gets bullied off the ball amazingly by Koibasi, which I thought was insane because that dude is tiny compared to Stones as well, and it's not as if Stones is weak either, but Stones chose the ball in. It comes to Villalba, who volleys it into the back of the net to equalise for us with time remaining in the game to go on and chase the winner. But Besiktas got a corner kick in the 89th minute. The ball came to Hutchinson, who volleyed it towards the goal, but it was saved. And then we came forward in the 95th minute with Mike Canalete taking the ball. He shoots from distance and it goes just wide, and I swear we have a chance like that in every game. We end with a 1-1 draw against Besiktas, which is not the ideal result. We assumed that Feyenoord went on to beat Mordovia Saransk elsewhere, which they did, and as a result of that, they are on 9 points, we are on 7. So if we go to Rotterdam and we win, then we are going to be ahead of them in the group table, and it's the only way that we can qualify now is with a victory in Rotterdam, and then we will end up playing against a team who has been knocked out of the Champions League group stage for finishing in third place in their group. So what I'm going to do actually when I'm done recording this is I'm going to go and have a look at the Champions League groups just to see the caliber of team that we could be coming up against, because I'd imagine that there's a lot of very decent teams in that stage. And I've said it several times, I know like all you guys know that I feel this way, but the Europa League is just dire. It's good to have European competition, it's good to have that little bit of extra money, but it comes at such a cost, like of sacrificing your players' fitness and potentially ruining your preparation for other matches and stuff like that. But anyways, the squad report is on the screen and has been for some time. For those of you who understand that sometimes players don't progress in the way that they should, do you guys think it would be worth me loaning Valère Bresson out to another team? Because I think maybe I just think if we did that and signed another right midfielder, then Bresson would have more time to develop, and he might even go up a rating or two at the club that he's at. Like similar to what I'm doing with Juan Pablo Diaz now, who's on loan at Real Betis, and he's actually not playing for them at all. He doesn't get his game, which is very annoying, but he has gone up 2 ratings since going there, so it seems like he is doing alright. I don't really know, like the game is so strange sometimes the way that it does things. But we go into our next game in this episode, and it's against Aston Villa at Villa Park, and a victory here would go a long way towards signalling our intent to go for the league this season, because Aston Villa have been one of those teams who did the double over us last season, which is kind of I don't know, like that's sort of symptomatic of the fact that the Champions League is what led to our poor performance in the Premier League last season. But this season, obviously, by playing a mostly weakened team in the Europa League, it allows us to go for every single Premier League fixture. And that's what we were doing in this game. We were trying to get the win. Berahino made his first start for the club this season. He's only just back from his loan deal. I could have called him back after like 3 days to fix the glitch, but I just decided to leave him there because he was doing no harm being out at another club anyway. And we had Villalba, we had Gale, we have Schlupp, we've got Leite. We just don't really need Berahino that much, and he doesn't really add enough to the team. But in the 28th minute, Hector Villalba gives us the lead with a fantastic header to get in ahead of, I think it was Senderos there in the Aston Villa defence, who really should have done a lot better from there. I was amazed that Villalba actually managed to get the header off in the first place, but Villa came forward aggressively after that, and then we had a chance with Baraghi in the 49th minute. Villa came forward in the 56th with Weimann going incredibly close to equalising for the home team, but it wasn't to be for them. Then we come up to the 75th minute of the game with Origi coming in, getting in ahead of Senderos, and he goes for a shot towards the near post. It saves. Origi or Origi, I don't know how you pronounce it. I see comments that say it's Origi. Martin Tyler says Origi, and I just don't have a clue. I really don't know. But Villa came forward into the final 15 minutes of the game with Carlos Sanchez's shot going just over the bar, and then they got a corner kick in the 82nd minute or so with Corker playing Senderos playing the ball into Sanchez. He finds Callum Robinson, who is in kind of a decent position, but he goes for a nice 1-2 with Alan Hutton before getting his shot off towards the near post. This time it went just wide for the home team, and it looked as though we were going to hang on until the 86th minute when Weimann came forward and got into a great position to score. Kasper Schmeichel saved it. The ball went out for a corner kick from which nothing came, and we did indeed hold on to that 1-0 victory, which is fantastic because this was a fixture that we lost last season, as I said earlier. So it's a good indication of our improvement in the league this season, and a good indication as to our chances of actually going on to win the league. Then we find out that Gary Gardner says that he wants to leave the club and to put him on the transfer list, which is annoying because even though he's not an integral part of the team, it's really important for me to have a player like him because of his passing ability. He's good with long passing, short passing. Obviously he's incredible with set pieces as well, and he's just a really solid player to have in that midfield as part of a two-man central midfield. So what I think I'm going to do is if he's really adamant about leaving, I might give him another contract, or I might try and get a swap deal going for Fabian Delph, because I think it'd be good to get Delph in because I'm pretty sure he's glitched and he goes to a much higher rating than he actually should. So I don't know, that's what I think about him anyway. I just have that feeling. But Villalba comes forward in the 6th minute and plays the ball into Dwight Gale, who gives us the lead in this matchup, which is against Burnley, as you can see. And Burnley are towards the bottom of the division, I think. I can't really remember what their league position was, but after going 1-0 up, Burnley came forward with David Jones. Is that David Jones who used to play for Man United? He gets brought down in the box by Gary Gardner, I think it was, and the referee gave a penalty which Sam Vokes steps up to take for the away team, and he manages to take the fucking horrible, scummiest penalty and score. And I hate those so much when they just chip it, because if you actually stand still while the ball is in the air, you can actually guess the right way and manage to hold on to the ball. Like, they're so easy to save when they chip it, but you just never know. Then we come forward in the 25th minute with Origi playing the ball through to Hector Villalba, who goes in to try and get ahead of Ben Mee, but I think it was Trippier who came in and brought him down inside the box, so the ref gives another penalty. And in this seemingly endless stream of penalties of a season that we're having, we get another opportunity to take the lead here, and Penalba is going to step up and attempt to increase his incredible record that he has for the club so far. He goes to the exact same position as every single penalty that I take goes. That is the right hand side of the pitch, or the goal rather, and we go 2-1 up on the half hour mark, which was pretty decent. Then Burnley came forward in the 33rd minute with an amazing chance there, as Trippier had the opportunity to make amends for his conceding of the penalty. It wasn't to be. Then Djuktovic had a great shot in the 38th minute after a poor throw out from Kasper Schmeichel, which really should have led to a goal. But thankfully Djuktovic was unable to finish it, and similarly 5 minutes later when he got another chance, he wasn't able to finish that one either. Then we come into stoppage time at the end of the first half with Villalba coming down the left hand side of the pitch. Plenty of options in the middle, but he gets bullied off the ball. The rebound comes to Gardner, who plays it to Rohan Ince, who goes very close to giving us at least a chance, a half chance there, I think, because the ball could have rebounded to a player who could have tapped it into the empty net. Then in the second half, Scott Arfield got into a great position and actually made really good contact with the ball there as well. It would have been an incredible goal if it went into the top corner of the net. But in the 55th minute, Chalobah crosses the ball in towards Juktovic. He heads it down. Blackett goes for the clearance, but prematurely lunges, and that allows Vokes to get in to the perfect opportunity to score, and they equalise in the 56th minute. Excuse me. But this is Tyler Blackett's fault, this goal. The header down here, like, you should be able to clear that. I don't know why they included that whole, the premature, the way that players prematurely go for a clearance and then they just fall over or they lose all their ability to do it. And it's ridiculous because it shouldn't actually happen. And it was in FIFA 14 and it was a huge problem with the game, and I thought they were going to get rid of it for this year, but they didn't. And in the 78th minute, something horrible happened as Villalba went down injured. That was the last real highlight of the game, and it wasn't even a highlight, it was just a noteworthy moment. And we end with a 2-2 draw against Burnley, which is a little bit disappointing because I think we did really well to overcome the problems with playing against Aston Villa. And I think that's the first game, actually no, it's not, because we conceded against Man United. Never mind, I was just going to make up a false statistic that wasn't actually true at all. But a draw against Burnley, they had 59% possession. I don't think it's too bad of a result because I always tend to do worse against the lower teams in the league and better against the higher teams in the league. So that's just the way that is. But that's the end of this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. As you can see, there's been no permanent injury to Villalba, which is a really good sign. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy the video, please do leave a like. That'd be much appreciated. I've been Elden Hero. Thanks for watching.